is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. Going beast mode when the game begin. I worked all summer to be a champion. At Venice High School, all we do is win. Man, it feel good to be an Indian.
And welcome to this week's edition of the John Peacock Coaches Show. I'm John Massoni here with Venice Indian head football coach John Peacock. And Coach, first round of the playoffs started. Big crowd at Powell Davis Stadium on Friday night. And Indians had a 56-7 victory in the first round of the playoffs.
I was real happy that we didn't overlook our opponent and just think that we were going to walk out there and roll our helmet out and win the game. I thought our kids came out high emotion, played with great effort on both sides of the ball. Special teams were fantastic. We had a block punt. Offense scored on every drive except 2 drives. And, so I was just very pleased at just our approach at the whole thing.
I'll start backwards with this. Talk about special teams. I thought special teams were crisp. I thought they did a lot of good decisions, and then you get the block punt that gets you the touchdown, which is something that's always a feather in your cap for the special teams guys, and a young guy who blocked the punt for you too. Yeah,
Graham Houston, who we had his brother Merrick Houston, who's now a baseball player at Wake Forest. Supposed to be one of the top draft picks in the next coming draft. So obviously comes some good stock, and Graham was excited to get pulled up, and he's made some plays. He made some plays on offense a couple weeks ago.
3 catches a couple
had
weeks
a block
ago.
punt Friday night.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Defense, like you said, was stifling. What I would call them. Very hard to run against the defense right now, the way they're playing, and then you're leaving it in the hands of down, when you get behind the chains a little bit, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 9. It's kind of hard when you can just pin your ears back and go for the quarterback.
Yeah, really, we started the season off rough on the defensive side of the ball, but since about week 5, they've been playing great. And it's not the opponents. We played great against CCC. We played great against IMG. It just took a while to get everybody to gel and everyone kind of know where they're going to be and kind of play together.
It's like everybody's confidence went up 2 notches.
Right.
You see it with the corners making plays now, jumping balls, getting some stuff, and you got the guys who are making better tackles. Tackling was maybe a little bit of an issue early on. I think somewhere along the line they sort of figured out to wrap him, get him to the ground is the best way to go.
Yeah, they're hustling to the ball, which is big. And but like I said, I think the most important thing Friday night was just the way we approached the game, and we didn't just take it for granted that we were going to win the game. And what happens when you start doing that is you end up shoulder pads to the left, helmets to the right.
Yep.
And, knee pads in the bucket.
That's it. Done.
See
you in January if you're still
right.
If you're still around. And then of course on offense, it's always funny. I know it's not on purpose, but Gator had 9 carries, Macho had 9 carries. Both were about the same amount of yardage. Right. And when they're in there, it's Gator's longest run was 30 yards. Macho's longest run was 31 yards. And so it's really like it's an anomaly. But I think it's a testament to that they're both working off each other, momentum with each other.
Usually the receivers work that way as well, but it's not. Trust me, it's not done on purpose.
Yeah, I know that because, like I said, and you can see because even in how the flow of the game is,
right.
It just it's somebody's turn. They get a couple carries, and it's very interesting. But again, the spreading the wealth in some ways and keeping everybody fresh and everybody in the game. You threw to the tight end, you threw to a couple backup receivers, you got your second string quarterback in. All those different things I think on offense keeps everything crisp.
Yeah, we've had a couple of weeks here back to back where all the young guys have got a chance to play, especially Alex Schaefer, which is really good for him to get in the game.
Yeah.
Kind of getting to the point where, you want to give him a little bit more, but you also want to keep your starter in the flow of things. Because we're about to we're in the playoffs and we don't want to sit anybody down and not getting the rhythm of their play.
And that's what it is. It's a rhythm. When you lose the rhythm, you sort of get it back again. It's kind of difficult. It would be like having 3 bye weeks in a row. How do you come back from that? Or by the way, a hurricane or two can do that to you as well.
But Alex has been doing great. He had about an 80-yard run.
I called back.
I think the last 2 or 3 weeks he's thrown some touchdown passes. Done a great job. He did a fantastic job on his first drive in there. Through to a wide open receiver. We just had a drop on 3rd down, but he did a nice job escaping through on a different platform. Showed some nice things.
No doubt. Well, don't forget, we are here at Bogies as we normally are. Again, we're looking at another packed house for Bogies on our filming night. And the town's getting a little more crowded.
Yeah, they
Took me
might
5
be.
extra minutes
They
to
might
get
be
tonight.
here to watch Jaden Glasser versus Hayden Wolf tonight.
Oh, it is the two of them tonight.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So we actually have four quarterbacks in college that are starting. With Brooks Bentley, who's starting and had a great start to his career last year in the first year as a starter. And then you got Hayden Wolf, who's been a starter at Western Michigan.
2 years now.
Jaden Glasser is now the starter at Central Michigan. And we've had Ryan Brown start at Purdue.
Yeah, I know that's it. So it's nice to see, and that's it. I can't imagine that they wouldn't mention that those two.
Oh, they would
have.
have. They have
They
to.
didn't do their homework on that. I would be
Right.
surprised.
Yeah, but that's pretty neat. You got 4 guys that
Yeah.
have started this year.
You can't have. Well, you could have a fifth one,
You could have a 5th one.
but the idea to have 4 in
Right.
college that means there's COVID year helped a little bit. You're stacking them up each
Right.
year, coming out and playing in the
Yeah,
at the
that's
next level.
pretty neat. Says a little bit about our program. So.
Yeah, no doubt about it. At the quarterback position, especially.
Yeah.
With that, we'll take a break, come back there, look at the highlights of the game against Haines City on Friday night. Obviously, a game like that, you've got a lot of highlights, but you probably have some things that you can look at even and still coach them
Always.
up a little bit.
Always.
With that. But we'll look at the highlights. We got that back here at Bogies right after this.
Thank you to our 2024 sponsors, Jenkins Chevrolet, the Hupp Group, Venice Pest Control, Sarasota Ford, Tervis Tumbler, Absolute Aluminum.
Last, we'll have to thank SCF, State College of Florida, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Bogies of Venice, and Chick-fil-A in Pelican Plaza.
Education, career, future. Find yours right here at the State College of Florida. If you want a flexible schedule with classes offered on campus and online, plus several program options for in-demand fields, look no further. Create your own path today at scf.edu.
And welcome back to Bogies and the John Peacock Coach Show. And Coach, like we said earlier, always nice to have a game that's a relatively, I would say, like the way you see it that way. You want to see it be
Right.
effective, efficient, and everybody comes out looking good. So we'll show some highlights from that right now.
We had a great start to the game. We came out with great tempo. We scored within our first plays, and you see a nice run. Here was the first play of the game with Gator making a nice run there for about 13 yards.
And he was just being himself on Friday night. He just
Yep.
makes moves and makes people miss a lot. So he's
And then
doing
we
his thing.
hit Winnie here on a deep ball, and he does a nice job of winning those contested balls. Just want to give him a chance to make a play.
He doesn't show his hands. You know what I mean? He doesn't run with his hands. He looks at it and then he kind of shows it late.
Hands are late.
Yeah.
Eyes are late. And defensively, had a nice game. Tanner Rue, who had a nice game. Marsters had a nice game. Had some big tackles.
Yes.
Let's see a nice run here by Macho. I mean, just after contact, we're talking about 8 yards.
That
after
last
contact.
little surge is 3 more yards.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how tough of a runner he is. And Malachi was a little quiet. I mean, he had about 4 or 5 catches.
Yep.
And you see Gator here almost breaks one, but he's a special runner, man.
He was running backwards for a while there.
And again, after contact there, another 6-7 yards. Let's see one of Malachi's catches here. I think he might have 5 or 6 in the night.
Just steady,
Yep.
in space.
He did the same thing. He was carrying, after contact, probably another 6 yards. That's where that weight room, you can tell that weight room there. And a nice run there by Gator. Offensive line did a great job.
They have been playing very, very well.
Yeah.
Because you can see when sometimes even though there's a small hole, it's there, and then no hands on the running back in the red zone. It's a nice thing.
See Ashari putting on some pressure, and then Cole makes a play, and everybody kind of gangs up there on the screen. They did a nice job reading that and seeing it.
And he's been good in the rotation, Cole has.
Yeah, he's been playing great.
Yeah.
You see Macho, another nice run. He keeps his legs moving and gets you those extra yards, and I can't wait to see him when he's 20 pounds heavier.
It's coming soon.
Another run by Gator, untouched in the goal line situation there. You go in untouched, the offensive line's doing their job.
Absolutely. Or when you see him running in with a lineman, he's done a good job too.
nice play by Marsters. I think he had 2 or 3 tackles for losses.
He had 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make some big splash plays. They weren't on the field a whole lot. It was a lot of 3 and outs on defense.
And like I said, it was a very efficient game.
Yeah.
There was and clean in the sense that they made the plays they needed to make, and no big.
I don't think they got a first down until late in the
Second
game.
quarter.
Second quarter.
Second quarter.
And then here's another one. He had a first down here, but we caused a fumble here at the end and get the ball right back to us.
Yeah, that was Judson made the hit, and I think it was Borelli who made the recovery.
Winston, nice timing throw by Jace to Winston there with the first down. They were bracketing Winston pretty much all night. We got Colton Lynch.
Yeah.
I think that's his first catch.
First catch, yep.
Yep, and he did a nice job. He's really, really athletic. A lot more athletic than you think. I mean, he has like size 22 shoe, so it kind of makes him a little unathletic.
Dance a little bit.
Yeah, nice run here by Jace.
He had 4 carries on Friday night, and that one being a touchdown.
It's
right
the
there.
first 4 carries he's had all year.
I
probably.
know, and I mean, not looking to run because they gave it to him. So
Yeah. I think Ashari got a hand on there, and then Kisovic. Kisovic had a nice game. I mean, that kid's been solid all year. Been playing really good football for us.
Good play by Marsters.
Marsters,
again.
yeah, nice play.
One thing I wanted to say too, just kudos to Venice High School's custodial staff, and they're taking care of the field. The fan, that's a field that's had 7 or 8 games on it.
Yeah,
it's immaculate.
No, it does. It looks really good. Macho's, that's his 31-yard run.
31 yard. Yep.
And that's another thing. When your backs are maxing the night out at 9 carries, we're going to be healthy and get stronger and fresher throughout the playoffs. That's what we're looking for.
There's Macho with his touchdown for the night. And even though he likes to run people over, he also knows when not to.
Yeah, no, he does.
It's just not like to run. He'll avoid people, which is good.
And here's one of the few kicks that don't make it to the end zone.
Yeah, he was 4 yards short. I was stunned.
The kickoff team makes a tackle inside the 20. Now, when I saw it short, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be a touchdown because I didn't think they'd run down because it's been 7 weeks.
It's been a while. Yeah. They have a good play right here.
Yeah, cause fumble here again. Like I said, defense gave us the ball back. They were able to prevent them from putting together drives, and they forced 3 turnovers.
They did.
Yeah.
Might be maybe 4. I mean, I know there was at least 1 interception coming up here shortly, I'm sure.
Another good job by Lane breaking on the ball. Yeah, we have a pick here. Who had the interception?
I thought Kisovich had one, and then
I know Nico Maldonado had one
later in the game. Yep.
But Blaine had the other one? I wasn't
Yes.
sure. All right, yeah, Lane makes a nice play here.
There it is.
Just very aware of where he's at and what he's doing, and
A lot of guys around the ball.
yep.
I think now is where we get a touchdown pass here.
Yeah, Winston in the back corner here.
And that's a great throw.
Oh, it was awesome.
You've only got maybe a few steps to put that in there, and he didn't throw it high. He threw it sort of where
We had to put a little pace on it,
right. So he could, but he put it right where he was going to catch it.
Actually, we had 2 kicks. We had a 15-yard penalty,
65-yard.
and we tackled him inside the 20 here as well.
Yeah, they never got past the 20 on any of their returns. Or
That's
kickoffs.
pretty impressive. A 15-yard penalty, kicking it deep, and still putting him inside the 20. It's a great tackle here by
That's Marsters.
Marsters.
That was his second tackle for loss. But good pressure made him throw it a little higher, and then
here's
he can get over there.
Graham's block.
Yes.
And then had a chance right there. Malachi had a chance.
Had a touchdown, and then Macho got it.
Yeah, gave it away. Oh, so Macho had 2 touchdowns on the night.
Yes, one on special teams and one
Okay,
on.
nice.
And there, you said he's contributing on special teams. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Keeping you in. There's more reps being done doing that as well.
It's a nice play by Ashari. Ashari was hustling all over the field. They didn't throw much, and it definitely wasn't play action. It was all play action.
Thing.
It was pass.
Yeah.
They're more of a wing T team, kind of what we're going to see this coming Friday.
There's another tackle for loss. That was Borelli on that one, coming up from safety position.
Yeah, like I said, defense was solid, the entire night. The 7 points they got, we didn't mention, was a
102
yard interception return.
Yep.
So the defense actually shut them out.
Does that count as a shutout, though? I mean, for the defense?
For the defense, yeah.
There's a Shari right there.
Big tackle for loss by Shari. And then this is the second half where we were able to put the backups in, and they got a bunch of playing time, and see some guys make some plays out here.
And there was comments being made about how big we look on the defensive line. Our second string guys are still pretty stout.
Yeah, they are.
They have some height and they have some girth.
That's Nico's interception.
Good play right there too.
Yeah, great job.
You always want to see.
You know what? You're right. The second unit caused 2 turnovers because they caused a fumble down in the end zone coming up. But yeah, that was a great job. And
that's that confidence build. You're seeing it. They're saying, "Oh, I'm watching these guys," and then he's dropping right and he's making the right play, and man, that's contagious.
I think
really
this is the caused fumble here, or it might be after this play, that next play. But they got down to the goal line, and our defense stood in the paint there and kept them out.
Kanai with a good tackle right there.
Yeah, this is where the caused fumble there.
That happened right there. So.
Not sure who recovered it, but
I want to say it was Campbell and Matt Montcourt.
Oh, Adam Madcourt.
Madcourt. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
He caused the fumble.
So here's Schaefer's run. It got called back, but what a heck of a run! I mean, look at his speed. He shows off here.
That was really impressive when he pulled away.
Yeah.
I thought for a second he might get chased down, but no chance.
And then he came back and let us down for a score.
100%. That's disappointing, but you come down and maybe more impressively, you put together a drive to get that score back.
Nice throw, great catch by Landon Green. He had 2 nice catches, but that was pretty impressive. The way he was able to move his body and get up in the air and catch that.
Here's Alex again with
Alex
nice
had another
run.
Nice run.
One step away from it.
I mean, he's fast and athletic, and he's the type of guy you want to. We kind of got 2 different quarterbacks, so it's the skill set and our offense this year doesn't really match his skill set like you'd want.
There's Frazier with a catch.
Frazier had a nice catch, but he's the guy that you want to put on the move and give a run option.
And here's the touchdown.
Yeah, nice throw there to Landon Green.
Little, I wouldn't call that a back shoulder, but a little,
touch.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So as you can see, 56-7 was the score. We mentioned earlier, when we were talking earlier, how balanced it looked and how each side of the ball did a great job. And again, you look at that and you say that's what you want to see every week.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for. In offense, we want to come out. We want to be very efficient in what we're doing. Not necessarily looking for home runs, but we're looking to run our offense at a great tempo. And, obviously our goal is to score every possession. And then defensively, it always starts with stopping the run and then being able to play well in the back end. And, their job is to get us the ball back. So if you're just getting 3 and outs and you're getting stops or you're causing turnovers, I mean, that's what we're looking for.
7-play drive with a 3 and out, 7-play drive. That's what you'd love to see.
Yeah, exactly.
You take that in every game you play.
And I think the big thing right now, that's one of the hard things for teenagers is to stay locked in on what we got. And right now we have Newsome, and to get them to understand that we can't look ahead, and it's all around us. Like, it's crazy. Like, you look back at 07 when I took over, and we're in the playoffs. There was nobody talking about state championships and hey, we're what hotel? And
right.
Like, are we serious right now? Like, we're in the second round of the playoffs and we're talking about state championships. We won 1 game.
That's,
and it's those kids hear it all the time, and it's from adults, and from adults on our campus,
Well, you realize the first 4 games, I wouldn't call them a struggle. I'd say tough games. What's wrong? We're not that good this year. What do you think? And all of a sudden,
we're playing.
Then when you get to the point where you're you're week 8 and you're consistently winning games, where do we go? What do we do? And it does change quite a bit.
Everyone who do we play in the state championship game? I didn't know we were there. I think we got 4 more before that happens.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
No doubt.
3 more
No doubt.
now that before it happens. But,
no doubt about it.
That's the hard thing now is to make sure that we're locked in on Newsome, and that's the only thing.
Well, let's do this. Let's lock in on Newsome in the next segment here.
Let's do it.
We'll be back at Bogies with that segment right after this.
Thank you to our 2024 sponsors, Jenkins Chevrolet, the Hupp Group, Venice Pest Control, Sarasota Ford, Tervis Tumbler, Absolute Aluminum.
We'd also like to thank SCF, State College of Florida, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Bogies of Venice, and Chick-fil-A in Pelican Plaza.
Education, career, future. Find yours right here at the State College of Florida. If you want a flexible schedule with classes offered on campus and online, plus several program options for in-demand fields, look no further. Create your own path today at scf.edu.
And we're back here on the John Peacock Coach Show. And I failed to do one thing tonight, Coach, like I normally do. Talk about what we ate here at Bogies. You again went a little different. I
went the BLTE.
Okay, yeah.
But I had him take a piece of bread out.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, not only from the more flavor, but you're trying to keep your figure together.
Yeah.
It's a good deal, right, for sure. I went back to the salad again, but this time I did it fried instead of grilled, and I won't go back to grilled again. Fried is the way to go for a buffalo chicken salad.
Yeah, it's a little healthier when you
but the
grill
sauce
it.
gets all mixed.
I'm trying to save up. I'm gonna have an eating contest on Thanksgiving Day.
With who?
Myself.
Okay.
Just how much can I eat?
Well, wouldn't your brother want to join you into something like that? Or
I think he's out of town this Thanksgiving.
Well, that
So
would have been
more
interesting.
pie for me.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. No doubt. All right, we'll have to see who wins.
Yeah. Either I win or I lose. One or the other.
way or the other.
I'm not sure how do you determine that, but I'll let you know.
I think there is a way you can determine.
I'll let you know the next day how I
Exactly.
feel. Like I think I lost,
Yeah.
but maybe
See
I'll
ya.
win.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
All right, Newsome coming up, 5th seed in the region. That if I'm recalling right, what do they have to bring to the table? What are we looking at?
Well, they're like a little bit of a wing T
Okay,
type
similar
team.
to Haines City a little bit.
Similar, yeah. But not full-fledged wing T, but they have a lot of wing T concepts. They run a lot of misdirection, a lot of ran a lot of trick plays last week. So traditionally in the past, those teams, typically have caused us issues.
Right.
Now, I will say the last couple years that we've had to play those type teams in a Popka in the state championship, DeLand last year, we've played extremely well on defense. And so, I expect us to do the same. It's going to be obviously on the defensive side, it's going to be more of a physical game because they run the ball a little bit more than they throw it. So we're going to have to stand in the paint and stop the run. And I think once you do that, once you stop the run and we're able to score an offense and kind of get them
off their mark a little bit.
Yeah, get them to where they're chasing a little bit. Then I think the game will kind of change, and they'll have to do some things that they're not used to doing or that they're not quite as comfortable doing.
They would probably take 4 yards on every play if they could.
Oh yes, absolutely.
They would do it all the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So defensively, that's what you have to face. What are we looking at?
Defensively, they do a good job. I think they're showing a little bit. We're starting to get into these teams that are going to be like an odd front, to where we've been seeing a bunch of even fronts in the past. Or sometimes we see a new thing.
Yeah, every time
on Friday
yeah,
night
what is
that we're not
Yeah.
used to it, and we make adjustments. Coach Hunter does a good job up front with the offensive line and making adjustments, in-game adjustments, and they're able to pick stuff up. So, this week we're really giving them a bunch of different looks. So I think that, the main thing is, they're going to run a cover 4 on defense, and they're going to, try to prevent the deep ball. So we just got to take advantage. We got to be able to run the ball well, and we got to be able to throw the ball and not press and try to force it downfield when we don't need to.
So you said you probably see that a lot. There you'll see a team that says, traditionally they run this front. Now they're running a different front that kind of gets you off your mark a little bit. It may confuse things maybe early on in the game.
Yeah, there's no doubt. But I think right now, like our offensive line, as much as many different looks as we've seen this year, that they can adjust pretty quickly and make adjustments in game, and we'll be fine.
I've been seeing just a little offshoot here, but in college football, I'm seeing some very exotic defenses on some of the better teams in the country. Georgia runs a defense that seems like there's guys standing up, and he's a linebacker one play, he's a nose tackle the next play. Kind of you don't know where they're coming from, where they're going to. Is that something you think high school football is going to kind of journey into a little bit, or is that a lot of complicated? It's a lot to expect of a high school kid.
From my experiences in the high school level, when you start doing those things, like you might look good one play, and then 2 plays later you might give up a 60-yard touchdown.
Yeah, half the team's on the wrong side of the field.
Yeah, because we made a mental error. So I know that we, at Venice, that we don't do a whole lot of different things. We try to do a few things really well, and we still have a hard time doing those few things.
Right. Right.
So I think when you get in a situation where you're running a whole lot of exotic stuff, and you have, running a 3-3 stack, and you got backers coming this play and backers coming, different backer coming next play, and they're slanting one play one time, and sometimes they'll make you look bad, but at the end of the day, I mean, like look back at like the Braden River, like 2016 and 17.
Right.
I think we were averaging close to like 450 yards rushing a game against them.
Right.
And that had a lot to do with them
trying to be exotic, trying to do some things differently. I can definitely understand that, because it is one play you said the guys didn't tackle in the backfield, next one he's going 80 yards.
Right, exactly.
This is just not the same thing you would
You're
expect.
exactly right. So I mean, I think obviously our philosophy on both sides of the ball is we're not gonna trick you.
Right.
We are who we are, and you're gonna have to beat us that way.
And Newsome, like say, we're talking about as an opponent, they are who they are. They're a playoff team.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that everybody needs to focus on. Everybody out there talking about things we don't need to talk about, but that's the thing. These teams are coming. They've had success. They're expecting to do well. They're expecting to win.
Listen, everybody wants to win a state championship.
Absolutely. They're not there. They're not there to.
Everyone's talking about it.
I'm done on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, everyone's
I want to
talking
be in this
about
thing.
it. Right.
Yeah. So they're all that stuff. But I think that's the thing that maybe probably one of the tougher things you have to do as the head coach is keeping that focus.
I mean, you got schools that are talking about state championships that have never won one.
Right.
And probably have no chance of winning one. That talk about it. Talk about it in the preseason. Probably talking about it now, but it's never going to happen. But we just got to make sure that we focus on Newsome.
Yeah, no doubt about it. With that, we'll take our final break of the night, come back, and just sort of wrap things up, talk about what's going on Friday night and get into the game and all the good stuff that go along with a big playoff game like this is. Back here at Bogies right after this.
Thank you to our 2024 sponsors, Jenkins Chevrolet, the Hupp Group, Venice Pest Control, Sarasota Ford, Tervis Tumbler, Absolute Aluminum.
Last, we'll have to thank SCF, State College of Florida, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Bogies of Venice, and Chick-fil-A in Pelican Plaza.
Education, career, future. Find yours right here at the State College of Florida. If you want a flexible schedule with classes offered on campus and online, plus several program options for in-demand fields, look no further. Create your own path today at scf.edu.
And we're back here on the John Peacock Coach Show. And real quick, Coach, again, if you can't be there Friday night, 7:30 start. You can also watch it on the NFH network. If you go to VeniceIndianFootball.org, you can get the link to that there.
And I'll post it too on my social media, and I'll have it retweeted by the kids and all that stuff.
This should be another beautiful weather night. Cold front coming
it's going
through.
to be great.
It's going to be fantastic. So it's going to be football weather. So if you do come to the game, maybe a blanket, definitely a hoodie or
hot
a jacket.
chocolate time. We love hot chocolate time.
We're ready to go with that. And we were commenting how cold it gets in that stadium because of the off the water draft, whatever else it is. it'll be as soon as that sun goes down, it's going to be a little chilly out there. So be prepared for that. But let's keep it hot with the fans getting hot, and hopefully the Indians stay hot as well.
Maybe Rick Michaels can. I don't know if you're listening, Rick. Maybe you can get some hot chocolate out there.
That might be a thing.
Yeah,
and no doubt about it. So for Coach Peacock, I'm John Massoni. We'll see you here next week on the John Peacock Coaches Show.
What time is it? Game time. 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 Going beast mode when the game begin. I worked all summer to be a champion. At Venice High School, all we do is win. Man, it feel good to be an Indian.